Okay, so we'll begin standing in our Wuji posture, taking our feet about hips distance apart. And rolling our shoulders up and back, maybe even playing around with how your feet feel on the ground. So maybe you come up on your toes and heels and just finding a nice, comfortable place. Sometimes if you look down at your feet, you know, you might have a toe or a foot turned out or turned in a little bit more, and that's just to compensate for any imbalances. So just try to find a nice, comfortable place for your feet. And then starting at the head, we're going to lift up through the crown of the head. We're going to take our tongue and just let it rest behind the top teeth, like we're saying la la la. And our arms are soft by our sides. And then put a little bend in your knee, and that's just going to take the tailbone down a bit when you bend your knees. Or you can have those imaginary sandbags in your back pocket. And then lastly, just kind of roll the knees out, open them out over the balls of the feet, but only if it's not hurting your knees. And once you do that, you might even have to adjust your feet a little bit. So coming into this empty stance, take a few deep breaths. Let's do 3 breaths in through our nose and out through our mouths. And then just coming into your room, starting to notice the sounds in your room, outside of your room. Noticing the sound of your breath, breathing in and out, maybe feeling the breath in the lower abdomen. And let's start with chicken pecks the rice. So actually you can leave your hands just loose by your side, tuck your chin, and kind of roll forward. Your hands come to about the level of the knees, or until you feel the stretch all the way down to the low back. And then on your inhale, you come up and you tip the chin up to the ceiling, feeling the stretch down the midline. Exhale, and we roll forward. Inhale, and we come. Exhale, and we roll forward. Inhale, we rise up. Chin up, nose up to the ceiling. So just making this nice, subtle forward, backward bend. Limbering up the spine very gently. And let's do a few more of these. And after your next one, just come back up into your Ouija stance. Beautiful. Out, wise owl gazes backwards. The arms open, thumbs reach back. Look over one shoulder as you take a nice inhale. Exhale back to the center. Inhale, open the arms, look over the other shoulder, and exhale. So in this movement, you do feel tension down the arms through the thumbs, activating our lungs, opening our heart and our chest, breathing all that good oxygen in, and exhaling carbon dioxide. So again, in this movement, yes, we do get some rotation in the neck, but the focus really isn't on the neck. It's really on the arms, reaching back, and actually moving your eyes and looking back with your eyes as far as you can. Like engaging that vision of the owl. Let's do a few more here. And as you're moving, really pay attention to your body temperature, to how your body is feeling, if you're noticing any sensations anywhere. And then just come back into your Wuji stance. Take a breath or two. And now focusing on the neck, we're going to draw the arms in, reach back, and reach down with the fingertips. Take your chin to your chest. We're going to roll it over to the right a few times. Bringing the chin back to center and just doing these little half circles in one direction. And then bring your chin to chest and roll your head over to the left a few times. And bring your chin back to center and up. Head to neutral, relax your arms. Float the arms up, palms down. And then we're going to bring your hands in and turn the palms up. In and up. Now you can touch your hands here if you want to, keeping them together, or you can keep them apart. Doesn't matter. The focus is on the wrists and the elbows. Keep the shoulders relaxed if you can. I know that sounds counterintuitive sometimes when we're moving our arms, and I say to keep your shoulders relaxed. But you can keep the shoulders away from the ears. And then palms up and bring your hands in, palms down. Just reversing that circle. And we'll give our arms a little shake. Shoulders shake. Come back into your Wuji stance. Take a breath. And then we're going to just take our tiger's mouth. We're going to cup it under our one arm, come across the body, up and behind you. So we're twisting from the waist. Actually, the waist is twisting, but its focus is more on the rib cage as we make these circles. So pay attention to how your shoulder joint is feeling. See here, if you can keep your elbow and your hand nice and soft and make all the movement just come from the shoulder. And then when your hand comes to the back, we're going to reverse that, bring the arm up to the front and across. Beautiful. One more. And then we'll switch our sides. Take our tiger's mouth to the other side. Come across and up and to the back. So our tiger's mouth hand is just kind of resting there. Your shoulders making all the movement and your shoulder blade. So again, see if you can focus on keeping a little bit more softness in the elbow and the wrist, even the fingers. And then when we come to the back, we'll reverse and come to the front. And pay attention to also, if you're feeling a bit dizzy, sometimes following the movements with your eyes can make you a little dizzy. In that case, you can just close your eyes as you're moving. And oftentimes this helps you in the beginning of learning Qigong to really tune into the sensations that you're feeling in your body. So it's not necessarily a bad thing at all. And then we're going to release that. And then we'll just come back into Wuji. Notice your body now. You should feel lots of energy, movement, sensation in the shoulders, the arms, the head and neck, everything that we've kind of moved. Even the spine, you might still be aware of sensations in the spine from doing just that little simple chicken pecks the rice. And take one more breath. And then we're going to take our hands on our hips. We're not doing anything with our legs. And we're just going to circle the waist. So we're going to keep our back nice and flat. And you can start these really small. You can take a little small circle, just like we do in yoga when we're doing the seated waist circles. You can make them bigger as your body starts to loosen up a bit. Mornings were always a bit more stiff. And then we're going to reverse that circle, coming in the other direction. And again, maybe you want to start small or start big and then make it small. Just see how it feels in your body. Are your knees bending slightly? Can you feel a stretch down the back of the body? And when you down your back, come back up to neutral. Take the knife edge of your hands just here at the top where you would like pick up your leg. Good. Come, make sure you have that tailbone dropped. We're kind of still in that Wuji stance. And then we're going to circle the sacrum. So imagine that there's a pencil tip on the bottom of the coccyx bone or the end of the sacrum. And you're drawing a circle just between your heels on the mat. Your core is going to engage in this, your glutes. You might even feel tired, a little fatigued from making these small circles. They're not that easy to make. And then we're going to reverse that direction. And let that go. Give your legs a little shake. Take a moment and back in your Wuji stance. Just notice once again your whole body. And you might feel a little disconnect in the legs because we really haven't done too much with them. Our upper body, our upper torso, all the way to our head might feel a little bit more energized. Just notice. And then step your feet together. Take your hands just on or above the knees, and we'll start to make our knees circles. So one direction to start. And here again, you can bend a little or a lot. Reverse. And then we're just going to bend and straighten. And let that go. Give your legs a little shake. And then we're going to take one foot, follow the foot on the floor, and then circle the ankle, or imagine if you look down, like your knee is circling around your foot. And reverse. And give that leg a little shake. And we'll switch to the other side. Follow the foot. Circle the knee around the foot. Keeping the ball of the foot pressed into the mat. Gives our whole foot and ankle a nice big stretch. And reverse. And give that leg a little shake. Perfect. Okay. So let's talk about Yi. Come on into your Wuji stance again. So we're going to lift up through the crown of the head. Shoulders flopped, tongue behind the top teeth, sandbags in the pocket, knees are slightly bent and rolled out over the balls of the feet. Beautiful. So Yi is our intention. And like I said, it is the voice or the spirit of the earth element. So the stomach and the spleen. And the character is the heart and the sun, and the verb for establishing or standing in, having some solid ground so that we can voice, make decisions, and have intention in everything we do. So in Qigong, it's about Yi. Where do you focus your intention? So we're just going to do a couple exercises to see what that feels like in our bodies. So we're going to turn our palms up and just have them resting right in front of our belly. And then you can maybe even keep your eyes closed for this. And if that helps your imagination or visualization. Now, I want you to imagine that you have butterflies the actual butterflies are on the palms of your hands. There's a few little butterflies. The monarchs, they didn't make it yet to Mexico. There's a couple here. They're hanging out on the palms of your hands. And then I want you to slowly start to draw your hands apart and bring them out to the side. So you still have those butterflies. You can still feel them on the palms of your hands. Now, as your hands float out to the sides, I want you to carefully turn your palms down, letting those butterflies crawl onto the backs of your hands. And you feel them crawling onto the backs of your hands. So now you have these butterflies on the backs of your hands. And then you're going to float your arms back down. The butterflies are still hanging out on the backs of your hands. They're not going anywhere. And now, as you bring your palms up, you're going to feel the butterflies starting to crawl back onto the palms of your hands. And then do that again. You have these butterflies on the palms of your hands. Your hands are floating out to the sides. And before they come up to about shoulders height, you're going to turn the palms down gently, and the butterflies are going to come on the backs of the hands. And then slowly bring the hands back to the center. And as your palms turn up, your butterflies are going to crawl and make their way back to the palms of the hands. And then just do that 2 more times. Knowing that we don't want the butterflies to leave. We're just taking them for a little ride. And we're moving with intention, with yi. Now, chances are, as you are focused on your palms, focused on this butterfly, and the feeling of butterflies, you are probably moving very slowly and mindfully. You're using that yi, that intention, and chances are you probably even feel a sensation in the palms of the hands and in the backs of the hands. And that is because your intention or your yi is focused there. You're focusing on the palms of your hands and those butterflies. And so all of your chi is going right there to your hands. That's where you're moving it because that's where your intention is. Okay, now slowly let that go. Just let your butterflies fly away. Come back into Wuji stance. Now, we're going to turn our palms up and we're going to pretend or feel like we have a watermelon, a small watermelon in each palm. So notice right away, just with your palms up and just saying that you have watermelon in each of those palms, you know, those little sugar baby watermelons, feel the heaviness now in your palms, in your arms. It's like, oh, I got to hold this watermelon up, right? You got these 2 watermelons. So now you're going to lift those watermelons and you're going to bring them all the way up over your head. And at the top, they turn into helium balloons. So now your palms turn over. And now you have these big, like beach balls or helium balloons. And then you floating those helium balloons, like pressing them down. And you're just going to press them all the way down, maybe under the water. And you're like, oh, that was easy. That felt so much lighter. Now you turn your palms back up. Somebody else puts those watermelons back in your palms. And now you have to lift that up, those watermelons, all the way up. Maybe they weigh about 5 pounds. Let's just say that. And when you get to the top, they transform into those helium balloons or those beach balls as your palms turn down. And now you press those beach balls down. So do this a few more times, taking all your intention again into the arms. Turning the palms up, feeling the heaviness of those little watermelons. And you can really feel that as your arms get to about the chest and the head level. You could feel this sensation, this weight in the palms. And then when you turn the palms over, you could feel that lightness. Now that you've grabbed the helium balloons, nice and light, and your hands float down nice and easy. Let's do one more. Turning the palms up, lifting that heavy, heavy watermelon. It's like, oh, so heavy. My shoulders are dropped. I'm doing everything I can to hold them up. And then I flip over and they transform into that balloon. Okay. And just let all that go. And take a moment before you open your eyes and feel the energy in the palms of the hands. That's where your yi, your intention went. You focused on moving that chi up and down, this time heavy and light. And let that go. Good. Everybody have a sensation of that? Yeah. So that's all yi is. It's our intention. So now when we move through our Qigong movements, we're going to move with that intention. Let's start with the earth element Qigong. So this one is the one where we make the little V shape. So you can have your V shape low or you can have it high. So your intention here, starting in our Wu Ji, your intention is just to make this turn on your inhale or your exhale and back to the center, and then go to the other side, right? Now, let's stop for one moment and think about intention. So if you're, I'll mirror you. So on the left is your spleen and stomach. This is our earth element. If you have symptoms of fatigue, looser bowels, IBS, a tendency to hold water or edema, crave sweets a lot, have cysts or bumps or lumps, or tendency towards that, then this needs a little bit of help. So we want to bring the chi into the left side. So when we're turning to the left, we might want to take an inhale and imagine that that breath is going right into the organ. So we might want to inhale here and then exhale and exhale from here. Exhale from the left and then inhale to the other side and exhale. Now, if that's not a big issue for you, and in my experience, I find that most people are tend towards a deficiency in spleen qi, not an excess. But if that's not the case, you can also try taking an exhale as you turn and then an inhale as you come to center. So your intention is this twist and this breath into the spleen stomach organ itself. Now, true, when we go over to the right, that's our liver. And I'll tell you right now, you can breathe into that organ as well. We need that energy and that chi into the organs. So as you're moving the chi here, and your intention is to take the breath into the organ, we're still holding up our arms, which is not easy, right? So take your intention to soften your shoulders away from your ears and just let your elbows be relaxed and your palms light. And if this one feels a little bit hard for you with the arms up, of course you can bring them down. And then come back to the center. Lower the arms slowly. The other way you can do this is you can just start with your left hand in front of the organ. And we've done this before too, and the right hand here. And then you can take an inhale. And it's like the right hand kind of moves over in front of the organ. And then we exhale around to the other side and then take an inhale. So with this intention, now you really have a lot of chi moving in front of the hands. Your shoulders are relaxed. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed. On this movement, sometimes we have a tendency to kind of reach back with this arm as we're coming to that side, but just let the arm hang and move naturally towards the back. While you're making this movement, just go through your Wu Ji stance. Check your stance. Check your spine. Your tongue is still behind the top teeth. And we'll come back to the center. Let that go. Give your legs a little shake if you need. I know holding Wuji stance is effort in itself. Come back into Wuji. And then we'll move from the center. We'll do the 4 directions. So the palms are just in front of this middle burner, in front of the middle jiao. And then we're going to rotate the right hand on top and inhale and exhale. Rotate the hands back to center and inhale and exhale. Left hand on top. Inhale and exhale. Rotate. That's it. Inhale. And exhale. Now switch the breath. Rotate the hands. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And we'll switch. See how that feels. So to take a little breath in between your movements. And then moving your hands back down to the center. Just take that right hand on the dantian. Use your yi, your intention, and breathe into that lower part of the belly, into the center. Imagine that there's a nice big pot of rice here, and you're filling that pot with rice. And pouring in rice as you breathe in. And then just give your ankles a little circle. We're going to take our feet a little wider now. So just about, well, you can always start in your Ruji and just take your heel toes out and just come into a nice little pony stance. Feel good. And then we're going to come into dancing rainbow. So arms can just be here. And then we'll just start with a simple side bend. We'll just go to one side and then the other side, just loosening up the sides of the body and the inner thighs. We're going to start to feel the inner parts of our legs get a little activated in dancing rainbow. So we're just going to make these simple side bends. We're going to build on this. We're going to start here. And again, notice your breath. Do you want to breathe in or out as you come to the side? Maybe just don't think about it. Just do it and see, how are you breathing? Did your body tell you you needed to breathe in, or did it tell you you need to breathe out? And then come back to our neutral position. And then we're just going to bend the knees. And then when we come over to one side, we're going to straighten that knee. Come down again. Nice little tiny bend in the knees. And over to the other side. So again, are you inhaling or exhaling? What is your body want to do? Can you keep your arms and shoulders, your elbows relaxed? And then just come back to that center and let that go. Let's step our feet together, come back into Wuji. Notice how your body's feeling for a breath or two. Okay. So middle burner is also lion plays with the ball. And did anybody have the opportunity to, does anybody have one of these or have the opportunity to try this Pilates ball? Okay. So if you do have one of these, you can always practice lion plays with the ball using an actual Pilates ball. And that gives you an idea of actually just how far we want to have our arms. So, we have little small circles here, and reaching for the moon is in between that. But lion plays with the ball is a big ball. Yeah, Judy has one. It's a big circle. Yeah. Now, this also is going to restrict a little bit. It's also going to restrict. So when you go to the left and the left arm comes up, depending on how big your ball is, right? You don't want to lift it up. All you want to do is rotate it. So you just want to rotate the ball. Come back to the center, you rotate it, and then you just rotate the ball. And back to the center, and you rotate the ball. Okay? So whether you're using the ball or not, when you go to the left arm comes on top and the right arm comes on bottom, like you're rotating the ball. You come back to the center. Your shoulders are staying, your arms are staying the exact same distance apart. And then you take it to the other side. That's it. So it's a really slow, again, use your yi, your intention for this movement. So what are you intending here? You were intending to feel this space between your palms, to feel a rotation in the shoulders and a rotation in the waist as you turn side to side. Again, we're working with that middle burner with the earth element. So when you turn to your left, do you want to take that breath in or out? Or maybe you're just doing it naturally. What is your body telling you? Are you breathing in or out? How do your palms feel? Your legs? Are you able to keep your gaze between your hands, or are you needing to close your eyes? And so this one is also one that we reverse. So next time you come over to your left, just keep your left hand on top and the right hand on the bottom. And then just take the ball and move it all the way over to the left. So now you switched your arms. That's it. And then come back to the center. And now when you come over to the left, your right arm's on top. And the last one, we'll go over to our left. We'll bring our ball back to the center. And then just imagine that you're putting both of your hands on top of the ball, and it's a very light balloon, and you're just going to press that ball under the water. And release. Let your body come back into Ouija stance. Take a moment, notice how you're feeling. Now we're going to start with our right hand pressed down and our left hand pressed up, fingertips pointing towards you. Yeah. Now at the top here, you're going to turn your hand down like you're dropping, or you're turning, dropping a cup of tea. You're just going to dump the water out. And as this hand starts to come down, your other palm turns up. It starts to come a little bit across the body. And then they kind of meet here. And then this palm turns up. And this palm presses down. Spill the tea. As this hand starts to come down, this palm turns up. They kind of meet. This one comes out, up, and up. And spill the tea. Turn this palm up. So now both of your palms are facing the same way. And as this one comes down, this one starts to circle up. I know it's a little confusing, but I'm making you do the hard version. Turn the palm down, turn the palm up, start to bring the palms towards each other. The bottom hand starts to make the little circle. And we press up and down. Good. Spill the tea. Turn both palms facing each other. Top hand comes down. Bottom hand starts to make the circle. And press up and down. You got it. Turn the palm down. This is raise hands to invigorate stomach and spleen. And I know we've done this an easier way, but I know you guys can do this one. Now, you kind of have that movement, so let's bring that intention in. So what's the intention here? The intention is to soften, gather the chi down to the middle, and then we're going to move the chi up over the head and press it down, opening the side of the body. And then we're going to bring that chi into the middle. And we're going to press it up and down, opening the side of the body. And gather the chi into the middle. And open and press. Beautiful. Let's do one more. And release. And just come back into Ouija stance. So two more, well, a couple more earth element ones to do. So reaching for the moon. We all know that one, and that one is also for the earth. So feet are in Wuji, and then just do the heel toe coming out into your little pony stance. So for this one, our ball is smaller. It's not as big as the lion. It's not really tiny here. It's just about the width of your body. So if you take your elbows and kind of brush them along the side, this is your ball, your moon. Yeah, that's a good one, Deb. Deb has a littler ball. So when we reach up to the left side, the right heel comes off the mat and we reach up and we look up and we're twisting a little bit, but we're not extending. Okay, we want to keep a little bit of softness here. We don't want to pinch the back. And then we come back to the center. Knees bend slightly, and then we bring the moon back and up behind us on the other side. And back to the center. Now, get that movement in your body and focus physically, softening the shoulders, the elbows. The hands are relaxed, the palms are soft. You feel like you're holding that moon in between your hands. And then notice your breath. Are you exhaling or inhaling as you reach? Does that feel good or hard? Do you want to change the breath? Do you like your eyes open or closed? Just feel your breath and the movement. And let's come up to our left one more time. And then bring our moon back to the center. Step your feet back together. Take your hands back over the dantian. Fill your pot with rice. Now release. And then we'll take our right hand under and our left hand at the heart. Take a moment to reestablish your posture. And then we're going to take an inhale and bring the bottom arm up. Exhale, bring it down the center, switching your hands. So really moving with your breath here. And imagine that you are that symbol of Yi. You're reaching up, you're gathering the sunlight, you're bringing it into your heart, and you are standing firm, decisive, strong. You're not overthinking or worried about anything. You're standing in your power. When your hand reaches up, you can maybe even feel like your fingertips are touching the sun or this golden light, and that you're bringing it right down and straight into your heart. Feel your feet connected to the ground, strong. And then the next time that your left hand comes back to your heart, we'll hold that for a moment. Just notice how you're feeling. Are your shoulders soft and elbows relaxed? Do you feel energy emanating from the palms of the hands? Do you feel connected to your feet? And then we'll slowly bring our arms back down. Roll our shoulders back. And we'll take our left hand on our spleen and our right hand on top, just letting the shoulders relax. And imagine that you're breathing in beautiful sunlight, yellow color, the color for the earth element. And you're breathing it right into your spleen, your stomach, your pancreas. Exhaling any impurities, any negativities, any disharmonies in those organs. Remember, it's your intention. You can even say, my spleen is healthy beyond belief. My spleen and stomach function absolutely 100% positively perfect. And then let your hands release. Turn the palms up. Let's take a breath, inhaling. Again, maybe floating those butterflies up on your palms. And as your palms turn over, the butterflies move to the top of your hand, to the back of your hand. And then you exhale all the way down. And then just come back into wave two. And when you're ready, you can give your body just a little bit of a shake. Wonderful. So that was our earth element Yi practice. And we can open up to some questions if you have after. But thank you for allowing me to guide you in your practice. Namaste. I'm just going to stop the recording first.